Louis Farrakhan, banned from England.
Right.
Malcolm X was banned from France.
That's right.
You can't be a real revolutionary and not upset somebody enough so that they will ban you from where you're going. I mean, you ain't made nobody upset yet, but with all your dreadlocks and all of your African booba and your dashiki, you ain't upset nobody enough where you welcome everywhere? With all of your consciousness, even your military boots and fatigues and all of that, you mean you ain't upset the white man enough where you ain't banned from somewhere? Well, damn it, I'm honored to be banned from my alma mater, oh, Howard University. And that's shocking to you, isn't it? Banned. If I walk on the campus to Howard University, I will risk arrest and have been arrested. I have committed no criminal offense for merely upsetting so-called Zionist Jews. Been banned. And if I return, again, I will be arrested. And so we'll fight it out in court. And Black Lawyers for Justice will fight it out in court. That's right. I'm headed to Toronto. And they say, I put my passport in, replacement passport, supposed to be ready yesterday, wasn't ready. Waiting for it today, knowing I gotta leave soon, was not ready today, may not be ready Monday. But damn it, I'm still going. Just gotta get one piece of identification and another piece of identification where they say you gotta have a passport to get back. If you get in with a birth certificate and a driver's license, even though then when you apply for a passport, they take your birth certificate, they take your old passport, then they hold all your stuff. You can't go nowhere. And then they say, well, you can go without a passport, but you gotta have your birth certificate. But they hold the damn birth certificate to not give you your passport. Damn it, but where there's a will, I'm a College Muhammad student, where there's a will, there's a way. And we're going to got my birth certificate from my revolutionary mama. We just go get my birth certificate and send it airplane to airplane and get it in my black hand. You gotta have a passport to get back. Well, I might not have one. Well, damn it, we can just deal with it from there. You just have to, whatever. You gonna arrest me? Well, so what? U.S. detention, it ain't the first time. The only thing I'll be pissed about is if I get arrested or held at the border by the U.S. government coming back from Canada. If y'all just be silent and don't do a damn thing, then I'll be really pissed. But other than that, I'm going. I'm ready to roll in. Because they say black people coming from all over Canada. All over Canada for this rally and for this big event at the university. Because one good thing about it, when the devil attacks all in his media, he raises the eyebrow of black people. And now they all want to come. So I got a divine duty to be there.
That's right.
Divine duty to be there. To hell with man's law. There's a white man. I'm the original man of the planet. You gonna tell me where I can travel? No. You have a human and a divine right to travel on the planet. And I'm not just in a long list of those who have challenged these kind of bans. So stand is what I'm saying. I can stand all that. Well, aren't you a lawyer? Aren't you supposed to obey all laws? Damn it, if I can challenge and all of that, and that's what feeds my daughter, my babies. I can challenge all that. Take a stand.
That's right.
Be here at 11:30 in the morning. Go call somebody. Be here. Take a stand. Because we will shake these crackers down here at Jamestown tomorrow. We will shake them with our lynchings and evidence of lynchings and abuse that has taken place against the original peoples. Let me move this program forward. And just letting you know why we are here, and what we have done to be here. Thank you, Minister Hashim Nzinga, for your logistical, tactical, and support, and everybody that has contributed to this project. raise the region. We heard that some of y'all want to be Black Panthers. Is that right? That's right. We heard that some of y'all want to take a stand, right? And some of you want to be part of a black organization that will stand for our people. Is that right? That's right. That's right. I want to bring on a sister that I've known for years, and we've never called, and she has not shown. That's right. And we respect her, and we feel that this is an important process, that the black and the red must stand together, now or never. Sister Warrior Woman, let's give her a hand.
I just wanted to say, go down, greetings and peace and love. Because if it wasn't for the black community, sometimes we don't have the platform to talk. I'm coming from a traditional point of view, and because there are hardly any left traditionals in the city, I use the four-letter word a lot, and I don't really give a damn anymore. So I came to Jamestown because 4 years ago, the group called for the people, it's a black organization here, and they took me to Jamestown, and we did that little tour. And they showed us Pocahontas, they showed us the, what is it called, the church that they had, and they showed us the place where they had the black people as slaves and in jail in a little cave. I don't know how they could get all the people inside there. And the term picnic. You know, when I heard that, it was, you know what I mean? And I said, there's a lot of similarities. That's what I try to do when I work with the traditional people from different nations, to show that commonality, you know, something that we all talk about is creation, especially the women. We're the givers of life, you know. We're like the Mother Earth. The trees grow from us, the birds live in the tree, the animals, you know, everything, the blood of the Mother Earth. And this is what we learn through ceremony. But most of the time people just hear me say, fuck the United States, I really don't give a damn. I think all of you guys should stand up and tell the white man that this land doesn't belong to him. 400 years of colonization, 400 years of sterilization of indigenous people, 42% sterilization of our Indian men, 52% sterilization, and you want me to say yes sir, yes ma'am to a white man? I moved up to the mountain 30-some years ago after the longest walk. That was it. There was 11 bills in front of legislation. My husband was a spiritual advisor. You got the term hereditary chief or spiritual chief of the longest walk. And today, we're what, 2007? Has there been a book written about him? People think the movement is a book, a movie. And that's fucking shit. The revolution never ends. My brothers have been killed. Kwame Ture. The brother became president in, what's the name of the place? The one from, he went to Cuba, Libya with us? Yeah, Rosie. They killed him right after we left Libya. He was born there, raised here, knew Malcolm, knew all these people, telling us his life story. And then he comes back out of place, they poison him, he dies back in his country. But he won. And Libya, in '86, they were going to relocate 18,000 today people. I made some copies, and that's what we were doing today. That's why sometimes we were running late, is that there was 1,800 Navajo people on the Navajo reservation. These are grandmas. These are 80, 90-year-old grandmas from Big Mountain, Arizona, the Four Corners. And so far, you know, two of the grandmothers have passed away, Alice Benally, Roberta Blacko, people that were 105 elders that we met. They were 105 years old. A man that was 106, and talked about when the Hopis and the Dene people, the Navajo people, just like when you call us Sioux, Sioux means cutthroat. We are not Dakotas, we are Metawampituans. We just won our land. My husband been fighting, you know, since before Wounded Knee, fighting. And now what they did the last 4 years is they figured, you know what? We're not a reservation, we're a community. The United States signed a contract. Don't they believe in their contract? Everything has to be signed. And so we, instead of going to the tribal council, who was always run by the white people, you remember 20 years ago the Cherokee princess? You know, those little white, blue-eyed devil men and women that would come around? Well, those are now running the tribal council on the reservation. They got like 3 types of books. One book kicking out the dark Indians, the second one now the white ones, half-breeds, and now there's no breed people. I tell people, you know what? The Indians that are controlling the 268 reservations, because now some of them are federally recognized and some aren't. The federally recognized reservations are the ones that are selling out the reservation to the white man. Okay, and so I used to say 20 years ago, if these white people have Indian blood, if they had a bloody nose, they'd have no Indian blood at all. People got mad at me for saying that, you know, oh no, we know we're supposed to be kind people, indigenous, they always love their peace and nerves and all this crap, you know what I mean? These white people are now in position. You got people where I'm from, Minnesota, Lower Sioux. I moved in last July. Ernie's brother won tribal chairman. He was there a year and a half, and what did the white people do? They joined forces, and they threw him out. Can you imagine? I'm supposed to get a house in about a week. A new house, and they think that's gonna fucking find me. I've already been kicked out of the AA meeting they got there. I've already kicked out of the women's meeting they have there. And I sit in the elders committee, and I'm just waiting because there is no elders in the fucking community. They're just Indians with, that's it. They know no culture. They know no ceremony. They don't even know who they are. The Prescott and Pendleton, where'd those names come from? Doesn't Bush have the last name like that? Well, look at the names. They tried Schwarzenegger, because we have 248 acres of land in California, and we've opened it up to the people. Come and live if you want to separate yourself from the white man. Come and feed yourself, take care of yourself. We're high desert, we don't get the palm tree or, you know, the nice things. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Mother Earth is like a woman. We're not always in the same plane and the same moon. You know what I mean? When we're if we have PMS or we're going to have a baby, you should see our hormone changes. Don't even get in my way. I said we should get 5 women with PMS, take them to the White House, and that would be over. You know what? Let the woman in charge. Man, why don't you? I tell him, he calls me and I says, are you on one knee? Because I might call you so you're going to be on both. Because I ain't going to come out here and talk of the bullshit if none of us are going out, and what did Kwame Ture used to say? Organize. Anything you do, organize. Okay? My teachers were revolutionaries. My teachers all died in the revolution. You know? And so what gives me the right to say anything? Leonard Peltier is also from our reservation. His great-grandfather was one of the people that was the 38 hung. People always mistake us as Dakota, and they want people as Lakota. We are not, or Oglala. You know, there's different nations, and the government, what it did is put 4 or 5 different nations on one reservation. So what does it do? Divide and conquer. We went and fought up in Hoopa, Europe, telling them Hoopas are better than the Yurok, the Dene are better than the Hopi. You know, that's the same old tactic. And this is what the traditional people go to. I know some people get offended, but it's a bloodline. If you are not traditionally bloodline medicine people, you have no right running sweat lodges. You have no right carrying a sacred pipe. Follow your African way, follow your Islamic way, but don't imitate who we are. We're trying to preserve what little we have. Our ceremonies are so precious. It's so sad to see even Dakota people playing the game. It's like they're playing Indians because it's what they read out of a book. I went up to the mountains after 78, and I only come out when they're attacking one of the elders. And I tell organizations, brown, black, and red, I don't come here to take your membership, because I don't want a member who would leave your organization and join mine. That's a traitor to me. You know what I mean? You join that organization and you stay it and you build it. You can participate in our sweat to be stronger, the sacred Inipi. Because who said the sacred Inipi was the sweat lodge, like the elk lodge, like the moose lodge, like the, yeah, that's exactly. And what's the other one? The Flintstones? Don't you see what's the little red thing that they're wearing and where do they go to? It's all in front of us. They think that we're naive and ignorant, that we don't know who's who. That's why we separated ourselves from the falseness. Because once we associate with the white people, we become like them. We dress like them, we act like them, we talk like them. That's why I said, I don't use 4-letter words in front of my elders. I have enough respect for them. But there's nobody in the city left that you can tell me is following traditionalism, Dakotaism, when they work for the man 5 to 9. No, we're full-time revolutionaries. And in Libya, they said now we are freedom fighters. Freedom fighter is a name that you earn, like warrior woman, Akichitawiya. That is the name that I earned in 1978. And because of this lawsuit that we won 3 reservations in one. It was really one community. It's Mystic Lake. Mystic Lake is one of the biggest casinos in the United States. For 3 years, we were driving around with our own passports. I had even brought some copies for you to understand when you talk about a nation, you're supposed to be beyond sovereignty. When the white man came here, he says that you were sovereign. You know, it was sovereignty for him. We're aboriginal. We were here before them. The land, just so they stopped somewhere and nobody was there, don't they still do that? It's called what is it called, an assessor or somebody who, surveyor? Yeah, because they're always trying to sneak into our land in California a couple of days before our youth conference. We're going on our 13th youth conference, you know, and every time the surveyor, surveying what? The other people aren't selling out around us. They know because the water, we still have that. All the 268 reservations that we learned in 1978 had 75 to 90% natural resources. Water, timber, gold, uranium. This is why they put those white people in charge, so they can sell it. Some of them have already signed it with these casinos that when their children is a third generation, that's it. To me, I'm doing like, you know, these white people that pretend they're Indians, you know, they marry white. They marry white. There is no more Indian blood in them. So I'm encouraging them to marry on white so they can get the hell out of the way. You know what I mean? We're also telling them on our land, white people can't come to our land, our 240 acres, unless you're involved and you're a revolutionary. Fighting. There's only one way. You got to smash imperialism. And you've got to understand what dollarism is. They got you buying shoes that are $500. You know how much $500 could buy a revolution? People that are out there in the mountains. So we tell the people who are married with white people, or people that are white, you cannot come to our land unless it's Halloween, you know? So they just don't come. There's so much that we, you know, want to say, but we really need to talk with one another, like each other. Even turn around and say, hey sister, hey brother, because that's what we really are. The white man has taught us that I'm me, I'm I, you know, all of this. Me, my, and I. It's us, we, and our. We're on the Mother Earth. That's why I'm so happy what happened over there, that the tornado took that whole white town. What did they do when Katrina happened? We know that was a setup. And I was the only one when we went to the Million Family March. But they're trying to kill us. You should automatically know they're trying to kill us. We're only cheap labor. That's all we are for them. That's why they didn't teach us or gave us an education until 150 years ago. They figured they could program us. I call it's an educational lobotomy that they do to us. We forget who we are, what we are, where we came, and where we're going. Because they don't want you to have a revolution. They don't want you to take over to them, means he's gone. But I keep telling people we outnumber them. If 5 or 10% of the black Chicano and red person goes, you know, to fight in the front lines for the movement and the struggle, we still outnumber the white man. We control everything if we had one mind. What do they say? One mind, one heart, one voice, one black power, one strong fist. This is what Khalid would tell me. He was afraid of nothing. Anywhere or any country we'd go, he'd see a black person and he would say, hello, brother, hello, sister. That's the way he was. You know, it's different than our culture, you know, because we can't have women to go up. You know what I mean? But, you know, because I'm a warrior woman, I have to go up front because these elders are getting old. They can't come out no more. It's not a show anymore. It's become a way of life to become a revolutionary, a spiritual warrior, and that's what I am. And if you're not in the revolution, then you better get with it because it started 400 years ago. We still are. The white man has made it an awful taste in your mouth about black power, red power, brown power. Why? When they tell you to hate yourself, that you have to wear blue contacts and dye your hair blonde, they're telling us that we don't like ourselves. These are a lot of such just basic things, but to understand you and you are not enemies. The white man is the enemy, and sometimes our people in the same imperialistic system, the United States government, is the enemy. They're the enemy within, I've learned that word, which you call the house neighbor. So, Bidamia, Shukran, all my relations.
Give it to him. Next, we want to bring on really like a mentor to me. I was first able to deal with him on an organizational level at Howard University as a law student when he came to visit. And accepted our invitation from the organization Unity Nation to appear at the Black Holocaust at Howard University. That's the event that got me banned from Howard University. But it will remain as one of the greatest revolutionary, African-centered, black power events and historical presentations, in my judgment, of the modern era. This man, to me, is underappreciated. He's extremely dedicated, and he should be heard from. He's a mentor to me and a mentor to many of us. He's been under attack for years. He stands strong. He's a man of principle. Dr. Leonard Jeffries, would you please stand and receive?
Black power, brothers and sisters.
Black power.
Free the land, brothers and sisters.
Free the land.
Hotep, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Praise the Lord, brothers and sisters. Certainly a pleasure for me to answer the call when our attorney at war, our warrior, asked for support in some of these important endeavors that he's doing. If I get a chance and have the energy, time, and the money, I join him. So I don't hesitate to do what I can do. But I'm one person who has to be in 50 different places. And people are calling me from Detroit. Where are you? I haven't even called them because they know I'm in Virginia. But I've got to get to Detroit tomorrow. We're bringing attorney at war automatics to Detroit. And this brother is similar to all of us who stood tall and refused to bend. And if we get knocked down, we get back up, fighting even harder. So that I will give them a call that I've got to make the connection to Detroit. But I'm certainly indebted to our brother, attorney at war, Malik Zulu SHABAZZ, for this strong statement he made to the world with the Black Holocaust conferences in D.C. Let's give him an acknowledgement. And I show all my students the presentation that was made that involved Dr. Tony Martin, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, myself, and our brother from Chicago, Steve Coakley. And the place was packed, standing room only. In fact, I had a fight for my nephew, Hassan Kwame, to get in. In fact, I had a threat that if he can't get in, because I got a note from him, 5 or 6 of us are outside, we can't get in, so I had to say, if my nephew can't get in, I ain't speaking. And and I was so glad to see him coming and sit right down front. And of course, we raised the roof. We raised the roof and doing what we needed to do. And we had a libation there. If you get a chance to see that video. A libation call upon the ancestral force and spirits that we are part of. And we combined and appealed to the ancestral spirit and force of our Native American, indigenous populations, as well as our African. And when I come to Virginia, I come with a special mission to acknowledge the ancestral forces from Africa that are part of my blood, but also the Native American forces that are part of it, in the so-called Powhatan nations. So when I come to Virginia, I'm coming to make a special statement. And I'm also coming to support those who feel that they have to do something on these occasions. No matter who comes, a statement has to be made to show these contradictions that we are part of. 1807, end of the slave trade, so-called. So they have celebrations around the world. A crying shame, a damn shame. For one brother, Caribbean background, caught up in England, Spirit said he's got to make a statement. And it was in Westminster Abbey. That's the highest level of their spirituality. Queen Elizabeth I was there. Prime Minister Tony Blair was there, celebrating the so-called end of the slave trade by the English. But this brother, with the ancestral spirits moving him, got a chance to get in the middle of everything when they were all comfortable in this BS. And he said, this is a shame, this is a lie. And his words went out across the world. Queen Elizabeth put her head down. Tony Blair wanted to put his head between his legs. So what you're doing this weekend is important, and I'm glad to be here representing the elders. And it's important for us to understand that we have to stand tall and wake our people up. And then we have to find the courage to bond ourselves with the indigenous peoples and African peoples, no matter what the difficulties, no matter what the problems that we face. So I'm glad to see my sister there. She was sitting here, waiting for her chance to make a statement, and it was wonderful. It was beautiful. It was strong, and it was needed. Because we've got to see the link that we have to claim. It's a shame that white folk who have come to the so-called New World as conquistadors, first as Catholics under the Spanish and Portuguese, and then as Protestants under the English and the Dutch and the Swedes and the Germans, that we still can't make the statement for people to understand that no white man is a part of this land. They're all immigrants. And now he's putting the figure at people from Mexico and other places as immigrants, as if he is part of the original family here. So we have to point out these contradictions. Certainly whenever I get a chance to go, I point them up. But Virginia is the massive contradiction of it all. The massive contradiction of it. I walked into City Hall in New York City 2 days ago, where our councilman, Charles Barron, and our elder councilman, Al Van, and our sister councilman, Foster, refused to let the white folks be comfortable when they wanted to bring down Sonny Carson, a special spirit, like Dr. Khalid Muhammad, a fighter. And the black community wanted to name a street, a 4-block street in the heart of the largest black community in America, in Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights. And white folks took his name out of the package. And the white woman, lesbian, who took his name out of the package as the head of the city council, is raising up Al Jolson's name at the same time that she's taking down Sonny Carson's name. So somebody had to point up these contradictions. And those brothers and that sister did. And they said, if you're going to question our brother and our ability and our self-determination to acknowledge him, then we're going to question all of this mess that you got here. We're going to question Thomas Jefferson. We're going to question George Washington. We're going to question Madison. We're going to question Monroe. We're going to question it all. All those names that you have our children going to, Washington, George Washington High School, and Thomas Jefferson Middle School, we're going to claim it all. In fact, Alton went even further. He said he's going to get a can of paint and get himself a ladder and go up and paint off these names of these slave master owners. And when I walked into City Hall, who was the first person there to greet me? Slave master, bastard founding father George Washington. I looked up at him, I said, you sad sucker.
Go ahead.
Dr. Khalid started to come up out of me. I said, be cool, they're watching you, they got security, etc. But I let him know that I appreciate him greeting me as I came into City Hall. And then when you get into the chamber, the massive statue of the biggest contradiction of them all, Thomas Jefferson, is standing right there, TJ. But Sister Foster was brilliant when she pointed out that these slave master bastards fathered children, and they put their own children in slavery and couldn't free them. And Thomas Jefferson is the symbol of all of that. So we've got to understand that we have an obligation to raise the contradictions. We've got to do it, no matter who is there, and no matter how much our people have been put into a stupor. We're programmed into this situation that we find ourselves in. During the time that Malik was doing his thing at Howard as a student, there was electricity, there was power among our people. People were afraid not to stand up if they, in other words, if they didn't stand, they were afraid that somebody would talk about them. The place in Howard was packed, wall to wall, black people, powerful people. And when I did the libation, people stood up, people got on their knees. My brother said he was in a wheelchair out in California. He goes 8 miles a day in his wheelchair. He said when you were calling upon the ancestors, going into those slave dungeons where our people were experiencing the Holocaust of devastation, he said, I could feel myself levitating out of my wheelchair. The force and power was there. So we've got to find it. Our people are dying because of lack of knowledge. Our people are misdirected because of lack of consciousness. Our people have been intimidated. When you have a bushman looking up under everything, you know he's in every phone call that you're making. Even white folks are scared to do anything. But now he's led them down the primrose path into Iraq, looking for weapons of mass destruction, what they call WMDs, and led the people from the United States into this crazy war that they can't get out of. And now they've aroused 1.5 billion Muslims around the world in every place that's looking at us. And I'm saying us now. I'm saying us with the pigment. They're looking at us in the wrong way. We have to understand what stupidity can lead us to. And then we have to declare, as my brother has, he's looking in the wrong place for the weapons of mass destruction. The weapons are right under his nose. They're conscious black people who know what they need to do and getting prepared to do what they have to do. And so he better be careful going around the world looking for DM, what do you call them, WMDs. You've got them right here. Black folks that are awake, indigenous peoples that are awake, represent the weapons of mass destruction. And so we have to raise these issues. As my brother was saying, there's a history that has been covered up. Falsification of African consciousness is very real. Falsification of the indigenous people's consciousness is very real. How they use education to prevent the indigenous people from having an appreciation of themselves and their traditions. That's the model they put in place even before they went into deep messing with our minds. Stripping the